Guys, welcome back to the channel. It's really been a big week in the markets, hasn't it? We have seen a lot happen over the past 10, 15 or so days. Just have a look at some of the stories that we're seeing coming out. How Trump tariffs were at 10 billion from the stock markets, 50% of the EU economy. This is crazy, right? The numbers that we're looking at here really are incredible. We're going to touch upon how this is impacting, well, a lot of things through the course of this video. I want to explain to you guys, though, first the significance of tariffs. Now, obviously a lot of you guys will understand this already, but the reality of tariffs is that they are taxes on imported goods and can have several effects. Generally, they increase the price of imported goods, potentially leading to higher consumer prices and lower economic growth. Additionally, they can harm industries in countries subject to tariffs, leading to reduced sales and market share. In the country importing, it could result in higher prices, potential for inflation, reduced economic growth, and protection of domestic industries, which of course seems to be the aim. But again, whether these elements are being factored in, well, it remains to be seen. Now, you could make an argument that the tariff game has basically been a gamble, seeing if countries would comply. For example, we have seen massive tariffs being put on China, seemingly 125%, which in itself is crazy. Bear in mind, China has hit back at Donald Trump, raising tariffs on US goods to 125% from 84%. Now, this is important. Now, the reason why we say this is because this is how countries are retaliating. But when we have a look at what is coming out, apparently the China tariffs are 145%, not 125%. So this is how China are retaliating. And at the same time, we are seeing Trump exempting smartphones and computers from new tariffs. So clearly, the effectiveness of this is already questionable, right? Being as we've seen so many rollbacks on certain countries, tariff rates being lowered, etc., now we're seeing certain major products, to be honest, being essentially reduced or taken out of this tariff policy. The question is, how much of a viable option is what Trump is doing? How much is it working? It seems to be quite a lot of a gamble. Now, do bear in mind, Trump has 90 days to do 150 trade deals. Is this even possible? And if it's not, what is the point in Trump's current policy? This is a question that a lot of people are trying to answer, and clearly markets are not too sure. If you have a look at the past week, we have seen stocks rise and fall at massive rates. We've seen essentially drops and rises of 5, 10, 15% on most stocks over the past week or so. It's really been quite incredible how much things have moved. And again, this all comes after the back to front approach to dealing with the tariffs, really. Some days they're on, some days they're off, then they're reduced, and then there's tariffs on China at a higher percentage. It's very, very difficult to predict where Trump is going with this approach. Now, do bear in mind, in its 129-year history, the Dow Jones Industrial Average has closed higher or lower by at least 1,000 points just 31 times. 4 of those times happened in the past week. This is crucial. Just have a think about that for a second, right? Just have a think about how significant those moves are. It's not happened many times in its basically 100-year history, and a significant amount of those times have been in the past week. And at the same time, we are seeing bonds fall. We're in a condition, we're in a time where the market just doesn't know what's going on, right? Overall, the attitude appears to be fear. Then when we think about the actual effects of tariffs, just to bring that back to you again, to your attention, higher prices, higher inflation, potentially reduced economic growth. What is the benefit to this policy? And is it even going to work? We've already heard some big companies speaking about how this could cost essentially their whole profit margin to even try and reshore stuff to the US. So how viable of an option is it? Let me know in the comments, guys. It seems like it's going absolutely crazy. Markets do not like this at all. But let me know how you're dealing with it. Let me know in the comments. Thank you, and I hope I'll see you soon. Goodbye.